that your season went from, beginning of the season to the end? Just how would you summarize it?
I think if I were to put it in one word, it'd be consistent. Maybe two words: consistent growth. Going into the season, maybe it wasn't what I expected to the role I had to accept, and more of a support role in the team. But again, I was thankful for every opportunity, and there's two ways you can kind of look at anything that kind of comes your way. And I think the way I was able to be mature about things and just receptive to any kind of opportunity that came my way allowed for me to be consistent in my good habits and consistent in my growth.
And where would you say that your game had improved the most?
I think in that consistency and just in terms of being a lot more relaxed to start games, that kind of did a lot. When I was 17 last year, I was pretty nervous going into games. I didn't really know what I was going to get out of myself, and I think a lot of that starts before the game day even. It starts in the week in practice. So having that maturity come through throughout the off season, I think that showed in my day-to-day approach, and then that then results in games. Just the output you get is very, very similar from each game, and I think that was able to show not only in stats but just in the play that people watched.
What are your expectations for next season?
I think nothing really changes for me going into next year. I wanna be a starting goalie on this team. I want to come in and earn that job. That's not something that I want handed to me. I think after this year, working as hard as I did and being in the situation I was in, I think I'm ready. I've learned a lot of good lessons, and I'm very, very thankful for that. So for next year, I wanna earn a starting job. I want to be a guy that teammates and coaches can lean on to win a lot of games and give them a chance to fight in each game. Yeah.
I guess how close do you monitor your goaltending partner's decision on his future?
Yeah, I think whatever he does, it's his career. He'll do whatever's in his best interest. Fantastic talent, fantastic person, and a fantastic friend and teammate. So I think whatever he does, it'll be his decision. If he's back, we're in another battle for the crease again, and that'll be what that'll be. If he's moving on to whatever's next, then that is what it is. But I just kind of worry about myself, and if he's back, he's back. It's another battle for the crease, while still supporting each other like we did this year. And if not, then kind of go from there.
But you're ready for a number one role.
Yeah, I think ready. Last year I felt I'd taken a lot of steps to try and give myself the best shot at it, but it doesn't always go that way, and that's just circumstance really. There's nothing more to it than that. For next year, I feel I'll be in an even better position to then fight for that job again. So yeah.
When you look at what the team that's coming back, do you see another similar type of season in terms of the goals against? Goalies will always say it's a team effort too,
Mm-hmm.
and do you see that being a similar situation next season?
Obviously it would be nice, but I think going into next year, having a good amount of guys that were in this group and that understand how special things were here. We're not going to go in trying to replicate anything specifically or replicate any feelings. It's just we know what it took this year. It took buy-in from everybody, commitment from everybody on all levels, all the time, even when times were hard. So I think if we can get that kind of buy-in, get that from everyone, have a good culture around for any of the new guys that are coming through, and then with the steps everyone's going to take, in the off season after such a special year, I like our shot at anything. But there's no expectation, I guess, to have as stellar of a year or anything like that. But we want to put our best foot forward, and I think we're in a good position to do so. But just how special this year was, and how I guess I could say how good it brought out in everybody. Everyone brought out their best. So I think everyone can use that over the summer, take some big steps forward, and then come back next year knowing that we have more to give.
You mentioned that you want to take the starting role next season. That's something that you're striving for, coming into camp for. What do you think it will take this off season to get you to that level?
Yeah, another big summer. I think from my previous summer going into this season, I was happy with the steps I took, not only physically in the gym, off the ice, mentally I think too, with a lot of maturity. I think for me it's just keeping that going, keeping that maturity as I'm getting older too. So you start to mature in that sense, but then just mature in my game, mature in my approach, and then just being super disciplined on my habits and training and everything like that. So nothing, I guess, changes in the big scheme of things, but you want to do things, longer. You want to be more consistent over the summer and to really keep trying to get those marginal gains, as you get older going into an important year.